Well then. Not really sure what to make of that one.
No. It started off on a weird one.
Yeah, I think the alternative Wish World stuff works quite well. It's very reminiscent of sort of alternative realities that we've seen before. A lot of it reminds me of Natural History of Fear.
Yeah.
With that sort of idea of not doubting and not asking, well, not necessarily questions, but not doubting and, the sort of not questioning Satan, just accepting it, even though it doesn't really necessarily feel completely right.
I mean, it's weird seeing that on the screen, having listened to Natural History of Fear.
Yeah, it is a bit bizarre. I don't really know what is going on. I mean, full spoilers for this, obviously. We're reacting to an episode of telly that if you haven't seen, you're obviously going to get spoiled by it. I just think it doesn't feel like this is planned out.
No.
It's 1 minute, we're bigging up Mrs. Flood as this big mystery for 2 years, and then bam, she's bi-generated. Now the main focus is the new Rani, while she sort of plays second fiddle. And while Anita Dobson's great, I do think she's been completely wasted tonight. I thought we were going to get that fun interplay between the two Ranis and stuff, and neither of the Ranis now feel like the Rani. One of them's a bit sort of comedy side character, a bit sort of like, aren't I a pain in the arse? And then the other one's gone a bit like dictator mode, which isn't really the Rani.
Yeah.
I mean, it is to an extent. I suppose she ruled over Mycenae Goria and all of that, but this just feels like, because we know by the ending then that she's actually doing it to bring Omega back, but why? Because we've gone from bigging up Mrs. Flood for 2 years, for her to then play second fiddle to the new Rani, who spends all this episode as the main threat, who then at the end chucks that all out the window to be second fiddle to Omega next week. Like, it feels like fan writing.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff I would come up with if I was like a 10-year-old family. Like, well, we'll have the Rani, and then she can be like another Rani, but then she's actually bringing back Omega, and it's all like, meh, and it doesn't feel cohesive. And there's the stuff at the start with the baby, which is like supposed to be like the baby of a god or something, which is allowing Conrad to sort of like basically
wish his existence,
his idea of the world.
It was really weird as well, seeing the Doctor and Belinda as a married couple with Captain Poppy as their bloody child.
Yeah, that was a bit odd, and I think even after the sort of the Doctor remembers who he is and that he sort of snaps back to reality, there goes gravity, Mavity even. He still then remembers Poppy as his daughter. So, like, what's going on with that? What's going on with the baby at the start? Why is nobody feels
Poppy
like
Susan's mother? Calling it now.
Yeah, we've got a tease of Susan again, and then we get a new bit from Rogue, which is obviously clearly filmed on a green screen wherever Jonathan Groff is right now. He's just been stuck in a costume somewhere, and they've just overlaid it with so much visual effects you can't actually really tell where he is.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice to see him. It's nice they're tying that end up.
I do feel like next week is Shooty's last episode.
It's sort of setting up for that, but then I feel they're gonna drop the ball. Like, that's my takeaway from this is, okay, the setup wasn't as good as Legend of Ruby Sunday, in my opinion, but I do feel like they're setting us up just to drop the ball at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, well, maybe I'm hoping it'll be a bit of a switch where this one was a bit weaker, but next week will really stick it. That's what I'm hoping for. I just think that there's nobody really got to be the standout in this, because the Doctor and Belinda are playing different versions of John Smith and Belinda.
Yeah,
they're not really being themselves, so they don't get to shine as them and we don't even get Belinda as the normal Belinda at all in this episode. The Rani I think Archie Panjabi is great. She doesn't feel like the Rani to me. She just feels like another master type. This is the kind of thing that if she had gone, I'm the master, and that would all make sense a bit more, but they made such a big deal of her being the Rani. But it's like, the Rani isn't about this. Why would she care about Omega? Why would anyone want to bring back Omega?
Yeah,
like big bad Time Lord, big Time Lord daddy of the universe. Why do we? What? I don't really understand. It doesn't feel cohesive. It just feels like
they're just throwing everything and just trying to make it work when it doesn't quite.
No, it's just a bit of a mess.
Yeah,
it's really messy, and it's really not to say that it's terrible. And I think the best parts of the episode, I think for me, were the stuff with Ruby and Shirley.
Yeah, that was the more captivating part, to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because obviously they somewhat remember everything the way it was, so it'd be nice to see that flesh out a bit. I am kind of nervous about what they're doing with the Doctor and the Rani side of things, though, because I just don't get it.
Yeah, there was almost like an implied sexual tension between them, as if they were like lovers or something in the past, and it's like, where?
There wasn't a thing.
That wasn't what we really needed. I think, at least the stuff with Shirley and Ruby, at least, was a bit of an interesting angle about how Conrad views the world and how like he doesn't see disabled people, so they sort of like live outside of the bubble a little bit more, and all of that. That was great. That does fit in with Lucky, because I'm pretty sure he makes a comment to Shirley in Lucky Day, doesn't he? Something to do with benefits or something. So I suppose that does fit, but like the more wider aspect of him being, it feels like they've stripped him away from this sort of like complex character with a difficult upbringing who then gets, rejected and stuff, and then he's now just, well, I think man should go to work, women should stay at home with the kiddies, don't be gay, don't be disabled, da 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 da. It's like, it's really surface level villainy.
Yeah.
And it's just...
It's almost pantomime-y.
Yeah, it's just like, I am the bad guy, but everybody likes me because I'm in control. And it's obviously, we know that this isn't right because we know that it's in the world. I'm not really sure where it's coming from. I mean, I really hope this sticks a landing. I just think I think once I've watched it again, I might have a bit more of a solid foundation on it. But again, I just feel like it just sort of plods along doing its fun little alternate reality thing, which is fine. But there needs to be stuff within that to keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
In Legendary Ruby Center, yes, it's all set up. Yes, you just build into the reveal of Sutek coming back, but you've got the jeopardy of like the time window stuff, which fills out the sort of middle act, and there was none of that really. It was just sort of like plodding, exposition, and like for the Rani to have to go to the point where she goes, "This is an exposition, by the way."
I want you to know.
It was like, no, this is though, isn't it? Which I get why she's doing it, because obviously in character, yes, she would have to explain to the Doctor, but it's like, I wish we'd have seen a bit more of that side so we could have put the pieces together instead of just having very vague clues and then just having it all like splurged on us at the end.
Yeah, they didn't really touch on the scientific side of the Rani
at all.
Which, of course, she's most known for amongst Doctor Who fans is not this maniacal takeover of the world, trying to be allies with a bigger bad. It's, I don't have a moral compass, so I'm just going to do whatever I can to make my ends meet. I don't care.
Everything to her is a means to the end if she needs it, and otherwise it doesn't matter. She doesn't want to destroy them. Why is she so bothered about Omega? I don't understand why that makes sense. Like, it feels like they've gone, oh, I want to do a series finale with Omega. Oh, but we might not get another one for a while, and we want to do the Rani. Oh, let's just stick them together. And it's like, no, it doesn't work. Again, I know it's the first part of a two-parter, and this will probably work better back to back, and I think I probably will watch this ahead of the Reality War next week. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just nervous about the landing. I've gone into this on the back of last year's finale. Like, that's just in the back of my head, and I'm worried about the landing. So I'm not altogether sure I was able to watch it and enjoy it properly.
I think I agree with you, but in a way I think that's why I'm being a bit more deflated, because I sort of went in there going, well, at least the first part will be really good.
Yeah, I do feel this was overhyped.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad.
It's not. No, it's not horrendous. It's just, it's historically two-parters. The first part is usually great, or at least better than the second. It's very rare that the second is better than the first, and that's what I'm worried about, because this wasn't amazing as other setups have been, and I'm worried about if the second part's going to be bad, how bad is that?
Yeah, or it could flip the other way and go.
Yeah, it could be like a 10 out of 10 story back to back. It could go the other way, but statistically, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I don't really know what else to say on it, to be honest.
No, nor me, but we'll talk more about this on the wrap up, I'm sure.
Yeah, and we can touch on how it works after, the reality. Just bear with us next week, because we're not sure exactly what will happen. I might Tom's away, so
yeah, I'm not here, so we might have Hollow Tom come back.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We'll figure something.
We'll figure something. Yeah.
Let us know what you think, though.
Yeah, let us know what you think of this in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, please, because it really does help us out. Check out our memberships as well if you're interested in that. We need to do a membership thing for the month. I'm free all week, so we can
we'll
do something in the week. But yeah, check out our membership so you get members only exclusive videos, extended cuts, get to commission a video. There's just loads of good stuff you can do as a channel member. But yeah, more importantly, like, share and subscribe, and just help us share the content, really. We're going to come to another dry spell soon, but at least it's coming back again.
We hope.
Yeah, well, they've confirmed. But that's it from us, I think, on this one. I don't know what else to say on it. It was an underwhelming episode.
I'm absolutely full of cheese.
I need a kebab.
I'm full of camembert. It's uncomfortable, but I enjoyed it. That's all I've got to add.
Oh,
Let's go get your dinner.
Yeah, let's go get some food.
Not for me, though. I'm full of cheese.
That was just your
Peace out.